great center, and all the delegates who have joined this program to interact basically with all of us, and we all have assembled here to interact. Dear friends, as it was rightly pointed out by one of our previous speaker or our delegates, is that this is the new kind of initiative which has been taken by Government of India in order to motivate, in order to sensitize, in order to empower the academic staff, especially in the higher education. So it has been well acknowledged and realized by Government of India and the policy makers that there is a need to strengthen the functioning of this center, and there's a need to empower, there's a need to sensitize the teaching staff, academic staff, which are running into around 1.5 million in our own country. Means the total size of the teachers who are expected to to be sensitized with this kind of program is about 15 lakhs. And we all know pretty well that where do we stand in terms of the quality, in terms of the access of higher education in our own country. It has also been well realized and acknowledged that unless until we raise the status of higher education, not much is going to be changed. And now we have had a very progressive policy, very important policy, which is now enacted, and that is called National Education Policy 2020. So with this help of this National Education Policy 2020, I think we all are going to take our country into the club of the developed nation by 2047. So there's a vision of this country, of this great nation, to take this country at the higher pedestal. Means by 2047, we look forward to see our great nation in the category of the developed nation. For that, we need to do a lot of work. And here is a very progressive policy, that is National Education Policy to 2020. It has a lot of potential to transform the total society of our own country. As we know pretty well that national education or education per se has a lot of potential. And it is one of the very important engine, it is one of the very important agents, it is one of the very important tools through which any nation can develop. So is the case of our own country, so is the case of our own nation. And it has been also acknowledged that teaching community, academic community has a lot of potential. Taking that view into the mind, this has been decided that 8 themes have been identified. We all know that, and we all are going to discuss one by one. And this leadership, academic leadership, governance, and management is one of the important themes out of 8 themes. The other themes are like higher education and society. Means how a higher education is going to contribute if it is implemented, if it is empowered for the progress and development of the nation. And the other theme is like a skill development. And the next one, we all know that Indian knowledge system. So our country has a lot of potential, and our culture, our civilization is extremely rich, and we have a lot of treasure in that. So we know we should know what are the treasures to which we all are having, how we are going to use this for the development and the growth of this nation. The other equally important theme is like student diversity and inclusive education. These all issues or the themes are interconnected to each other. So as a whole, 8 themes have been decided to be discussed with all of you. I am sure that every day one session is going to be, one theme is going to be covered by some of the eminent scholars. So today I have been given this chance to share my thoughts, experiences with all of you. I am sure that you all are eminent scholars. You all are academicians. You are working very hard in your own subject or a specific knowledge. So we all have a symbol here. The idea is to empower ourselves so that we can contribute. Thereafter, we can contribute the same to the coming generation, means the students who are the future of this great nation. So before I go further, I would like to highlight some of the very important issues that need to be taken care of. As we say that India is a demographic dividend country, of course it is. Means, and we also know pretty well that India has a lot of population now. India has acquired the first position in terms of the population. Means India is the most populous country. It has replaced China very recently. We all know that. So whenever we talk of growth of population or the rise of population or the populous country, sometimes it goes to spontaneously, it goes to our mind that it's a burden. What is good about it to be celebrated? But here I used one word: India is a demographic dividend country, or India is a country of youths, or the India is a young country. So it is known by this. So what does it mean? When we talk of the demographic dividends, means two-thirds of total population to which India is having, two-thirds of the population, means 66% of the population, falls into the category of the age group of 15 to 35. It's a wonderful opportunity. And this age group is considered to be very active and working age group. From economic point of view, in economic parlance, it is said that it is the most potential group, age group that can contribute immensely for the development and the growth of any nation. So India, in a way, is having the what we call positive ground. But now there's a lot of things that needs to be taken care of, in the sense that, of course, it is the population working age group. So now the question arises whether we are, to what extent we are going to translate this population into the human resource. As we all know, with the help of education, providing healthcare or the training, this working age group of population can be transformed or translated into the human resource development. Here is the role and the responsibility of the teachers or the education steps in. Hence, taking this view into the mind, taking this thing into the consideration, there's a need to discuss and deliberate upon how we can do this. So how we can strengthen our education system, which is considered to be one of the very robust, which is considered to be one of the biggest one in the world at the global level. But there's a catch. There's a issue in terms of the quality and how this quality can be ensured. So teaching community, means that this academic community is one of the very important agent or the stakeholder who can potentially who can do a lot of work in this direction. Taking the urgency and the importance and the significance of the academic staff, first of all, Government of India policy makers have decided that let us start to cultivate, let us try, start to motivate, let us start to empower the teaching or the academic staff first, because many stakeholders are there in the domain of higher education. If we talk here education as a system, we are not only alone, in the sense that not the academic staff, but the other stakeholders are also there, like top level management. That includes vice chancellor, president, and top level directors who are holding the key positions in the different university and academic institutions. At the same time, the administrative staff and the middle level functionaries, and of course, support staff, they all need to play their very active and important role in order to enhance the quality of higher education. And we know pretty well that where are we standing right now at the global level. So lot of things need to be done on the part of all of us so that we can ensure If we do it successfully, definitely our country can be taken at the highest pedestal, and our country can be empowered. Our country can be put into into the category of the developed nation. As I am just sharing one of the very important issues or the things, we all know that India is a demographic dividend country, and we are reaping the benefits in many ways. So we need to reap more benefits. We need to enhance our benefits in many ways by translating this population. As we all know that our labor, our human resource are working in different parts of the world. Almost 18 to 20 million Indians are working not within the country but outside the country as a migrants, as a diaspora. If you calculate the size, total size of the diaspora or diasporic community, they are estimated to be 32 million. So it's a huge number. And we all know the high level committee on Indian diaspora, which was constituted way back in 1999. And high level committee on Indian diaspora suggested many things as how to engage diasporic community. And today, if you see the scenario of today, I hope you all are getting my point. आप सुन रहे हैं सब? Hello.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes, sir.
We are listening you.
Yes, sir.
Sometimes you know that we get disconnected. It's just I wanted to test that whether you are listening to me or not. So listen to me. And when the coordinator was introducing me, he was so nice that he used so many good words, whether I deserve it or not. But you can test me and you can evaluate me, that how we can make this deliberation a little bit participatory, interactive, and bilateral. So what we can do it at the when I will stop talking to you, then I will definitely spare some of the time for your own questions, for your own observations, and your expertise. So definitely. So I am just continuing to discuss with you till 5:30. Thereafter, we will have the break. And before having the break, I will give you enough chance for your own questions and observations. So what I was discussing, that India is a surplus, labor surplus country, in the sense that lot of population is there. So here the question to which it strike to my mind, and to that should strike to all of you, that how we as a academic, we as a researcher can do our best with the help of research, with the help of investigation, with the help of the study, that how we can reap the benefits of this youthfulness, or the youthfulness of this country, or the demographic dividends of this country. If we fail in any way, to which we should not, that again see what will happen if we don't translate this population into the human resource. What will happen after 25 or 30 years down the line? Same pocket of the population will fall into the category of the age group of the means old age group, as the West is facing right now. So at that time, we will have the another kind of what we call it population policy or development policy. So here is a golden chance. Opportunity is very, very important to reap this benefit. Otherwise, that same pocket of population or this population will become the not assets, rather it will become the liability for this nation. And we cannot think of putting our country or seeing our country in the club of the developed nation. So here, Government of India has given us makers have given a wonderful kind of policy, national policy, education policy. So now now the turn is has come to all of us to reap this benefit, or to utilize our potential, our intelligence, our academic input to translate this vision into the developed nation. So this is why I'm, and here again, let me now a little bit discuss about this academic leadership. governance and the development. I think this is very important in the sense that it has already been witnessed that the teachers who become the vice chancellor, who hold the key positions like directors and something like that, I think there's a need to have this kind of training so that they can discharge their responsibility in a better way. And it has been realized that sometimes it has been realized, it is said that the people or the persons or the academics who are holding the key positions, they don't know, they don't have the vision as how to lead that nation, how to lead this academic institution to which he or she belongs, or to which he or she is holding the key position, or to which he or she is sitting at the top level positions. So this is very important. I think while into the introduction of mine, I saw that LEAP program was initiated by Government of India, realizing the urgency of this thing, that unless until we impart the training or give the exposure of all the top level academics, I think they will not lead the nation, they will not lead the university, colleges, or the other academic institutions in the right direction. Because in this globalized era, it has become the need of the day to discuss or to debate as how to lead the nation, how to lead this all these academic institutions in a better way or in effective manner, so that we can compete, or our academic institution can compete at the global level, to which we are not doing. So we have been witnessing the evaluation of all the university, top level university at the global level. And we found, and we are finding that sometimes hardly few of our academic institutions figure at the top level, high level, 100 top level ranking institutions. So it's a point of what we call, I think, what we call it, that there's a need to do so that our academic institutions, our universities, our academic institution could figure amongst the top 10, amongst the top 100, amongst the top 1,000. And let me tell you one thing again, which is again very important in the sense that what is the scenario of the higher education? If you see the total universities and the colleges, so in the 50s, the size was very, very meager and very less, in the sense that only 500 to 600 colleges were existing at that time. If you see the scenario of the university, 28 universities were established by 2000, 1951-52. If you see the growth of these academic institutions in our own country, if you see the total number of the university, including private university, so now it has gone up to plus 1100 universities. If you see the total colleges, it has gone up to, or approximately 50,000 colleges are there. 11 to 12,000 stand-alone academic institutions are there. You must be wondering, you must be very happy that it's a good, I think, development and the growth of the academic institutions. But if you see the requirement and the need of this nation, again we stand nowhere. Means these institutions are not adequate enough in terms of the access to education. And if you see this, what we call it, gross enrollment ratio in higher education, so now we are saying, and it is estimated, the total gross enrollment ratio, average gross enrollment ratio in our country is estimated to be around 26%, just minus plus. And if you see this situation 15 years before, it was just 12 to 15%. And in this national education policy, it is clearly said that we need to make the higher gross enrollment ratio to 50%. See the paradox. For the last 75 years, we are working hard, or we are trying to increase the gross enrollment ratio. So anyhow, we have managed to reach the level of 26%. And by 2035, it is recommended in this national education policy that by 2035, we need to make it double. We need to make it double, just double, 25 or 26 to just 50%. It seems to be a Herculean task, but anyhow, we need to. You must be wondering what is the need to have this kind of recommendations. Wow, what is the need? Let me tell you some of the statistical facts and the figures which is found to be around the world in the sense that if you see the developed nation like United States of America, the gross enrollment ratio is estimated to be in the range of 85 to 90%. And if you see the European Union countries, over there, it is around 65 to 70%. If you talk of this next of Asia, to which our country belongs, here it is 36 to 40%. And if you see the gross enrollment ratio of the international, global gross enrollment ratio is estimated to be of the range of 25 to 25 to 27. That is the rough estimation. So see this situation, where do we stand? So here it is also calculated, and it is also said that higher education and the development is directly relating to each other. If the status of higher education of any country is better off, the country would be definitely better off and developed more. So here, if we means higher education or the progress of higher education is concerned, or improve the condition of higher education. And many committee and commissions report, if you look of all the committee and commissions report, I think Kothari Commission is one of the very important commissions, which was constituted in 1964, and it submitted its report in 1966. And on the basis of that, all these policies were formulated, especially the 1968 first national education policy was formulated, and thereafter series. So many Radha Krishnan committee and then Zakir Hussain committee. So many committee and commissions were constituted from time to time in order to bring reforms in education as a whole. And higher education, one of the very important subsectors of the entire education. And education, we all know the education and the health. These are the two very important social sectors that must be considered, that must be placed at the top level. If we wish to develop our society, our nation, our country, and of course, here taking that view into the mind, the new policy, national education policy, came into being, which is already has been implemented. So it has been implemented, there's no doubt about it. But how it could be made more implementable, and how it could be implemented in toto or in later and spirit, so that our country can be progressed, our country can be developed. And here is a role and the responsibility of the teachers, which is considered at the top. Taking that view into the mind, all the teachers have been requested or have been motivated to undergo this kind of training that is called NEP orientation and sensitization program. So it's a series which will go on till all 15 lakhs teachers, means 1.5 million teachers are not educated, but has been given this kind of exposure or motivation, so that we all could motivate. And here one issue to which I am going to discuss at great length is the academic leadership. So academic leadership is very, very important, which has the issue. So in order to meet the challenges, in order to develop our country, academic institutions, I think leadership is important. and not only leadership but academic leadership here should be discussed. So I will discuss with you in great details. So here I will discuss what is leadership, then what are the qualities of the leadership, what are the styles of leadership, and definitely without knowing something in details about the leadership theories, we will not be able to place ourselves. And thereafter we will discuss some of the few experiential learning, and definitely we will discuss as a teacher, as an effective teaching, as an effective leader is a effective teacher. So here both are interchangeable. So I am going to discuss with you. I am sure that you will have many questions, many observations, and thereafter we will discuss this issue in details. As already I have highlighted that there is a need for the improvement of the education, more specifically the higher education system, so that our country can be taken at the higher and higher and higher pedestal. And the role and the responsibility of the teachers have been considered to be very important, as it is said that destiny of any society is created in the classroom. So is the case of India. So basically, the destiny and the future of this great nation is in the hands of the teachers. All teachers, not only higher education teachers, but you all know that for only administrative purpose, we have devised and divided into the primary education, secondary education, and then tertiary education. But holistically, I think education is one of the very important tools through which any country can progress, and any country can shine with the help of this. So role has been well acknowledged. So it has been, if you see the document, National Education Policy document, you will see your position, your status, and education as a whole. So here we need to discuss all these things so that uh, um, our educational system can match at the global level, can match the global standard. Taking that way into the mind, I think that the role of the academic leader or the leadership becomes very, very important. Hence, there's a need to discuss. And I know pretty well that I'm not going to say anything new. Rather, my purpose of discussion is to sensitize to all of us, to motivate ourselves, or to basically inspire, so that we can feel the urgency and the importance and significance of this and otherwise also we can feel pride or proud of our professional ethics and all that. So you give me I think can I share my PPT to all of you? I think if anything is there on your part, I think it was showing that sharing PPT, it has been disabled. So kindly you just I'm requesting the administrator on that side that I could share my PPT if you allow.
Sir, please share, sir. Please share. I have
I
already
think it
given
will
the
be
access, sir.
okay. Okay, you give me a minute. Just
हेमंतने तो खूप बॅकलॉग 2000.
it's visible.
Yes, sir. It is visible, sir. Can you put in a PowerPoint mode, sir?
Okay, okay.
Just
I will. It's okay.
yes, sir. Now it is okay, sir. Now it is okay, sir.
So let me now be a little bit methodological. The structure of my presentation will follow like this. I will discuss the leadership and what are the qualities of a good leader or the teacher. And thereafter, we'll discuss the academic leadership, because this will be the theoretical proposition. Thereafter, we will share some of the experiential learning. And thereafter, we will discuss what is effective teaching, which is basically a good leadership. So, and thereafter, I will wrap up. So, let me now proceed further. That we all know that. I think I'm just going to share with you some of the important quotations or the statements which has been issued, or which has been said by some of the eminent scholars. John Quincy Adams, how he has understood, how he has understood the very concept or the very meaning or the very notion of leaders or the leadership. What he said, underquote, if your action inspires others to dream more, or to learn more, to do more, become more, it means you are a leader. Means, what do we do basically? Your actions, your deeds, and is going to inspire someone. Means, take the example of the teachers and the taught. What is the function of a teacher, and what do we do after going to the class? Basically, we inspire or we motivate the students or to the coming generation to think more, to get employment, to contribute uh, immensely for the progress and development of the nations. So, by proving this, we say so many things. So, what do we do? Basically, we inspire the students. Our actions, our delivery, basically inspires the students to become something, to achieve something by the students. And students do, and students start dreaming, students also start trying to achieve something which is sometimes unachievable, something which they have never thought of. So, according to this, the function of a teacher is definitely a leadership, or the is a leader. So, we are playing our leadership role. We are basically a leader in the classroom, or in the university, in the colleges, or we are being respected by the society, by our own actions, by our own deeds. So, according to this, I think the motivation, those who motivate the others, those who uh, say something which is very ideal, which is very important for the students, for the future generations, are important. So just have a look on the other equally important statement, and we all know Bill Gates, what he has achieved. And what he said here, just have a look. As we look ahead into the next century, means 21st century, uh, who will be those who will be basically means what we call it is, just a second. As we look into the next century, those who empower others, means only the persons who empower the others in this knowledge society are basically the leaders. So leaders will be those who empower the others. So what do we do according to this definition, according to this statement? Again, what do we do? When I was discussing with you that the very purpose and the philosophy of this center, Malviya Mission Teachers Training Center, which was earlier called UGC Human Resource Development Center. Even before that, it was called Academic Staff College. So the very philosophy of this center is to empower the teachers, empower the delegates, or empower the participants. How does it happen? Basically, in this knowledge, those who are holding the knowledge, those who are holding the knowledge are basically the power. So we are basically the knowledge workers, or the people who are having the tremendous knowledge or the vast knowledge, and we basically impart our knowledge to the coming generation, to the new generation. So in a way, we are playing our role as a leader. See the next and the third definition or the statement. by Warren Bennis. What he said, leadership is the capacity to translate vision into the reality. So leadership is nothing but the potential or the capacity or capability to translate vision into the reality. I'm just giving you one example. Take any vice chancellor. We often say that the next, I think last vice chancellor or in 2001 of some a particular university, the Mr. So and so, Miss So and so was very visionary, and he had the capacity to translate, because every institution has its own vision and the mission. So if your action, if your deeds, if you are capable enough to translate that vision or the objectives of the university, of the college, of the academic institution into the reality, it means we are playing our very important leadership role. So leader, if you see these three statements, three definition in a integrative manner, so we can feel and we can achieve, we can well understand the very meaning of the leader, who is the leader. So every teacher, let me tell you, in the academic circle or the academic institutions, we all are playing a very significant role, and we are have the capacity in the sense that we are educated enough. So those who are educated enough has the capacity to translate objectives and the vision of that very particular institutions or the university into the reality. So see, here again, I am giving you one more example, like demography. Take the example of the country. Today, we are having the benefit of demographic dividends. So if we as a faculty, we as a teacher, we as a policy makers will be able to translate this population into the human resource, it will become the big assets for the nation. So it may, if we do this, means we are playing a very important leadership role. So taking this weave into the mind, let us proceed further. What are the styles of the leadership or the leaders? So many styles are there. So I will just talk to you some of the. We all know sometimes we say the autocratic and authoritarian styles. Of course, sometimes, and we can place ourselves very authoritarian styles. Very authoritarian. So what is the meaning? What do we basically convey that if I take, let me explain it to you further. If I take all the decisions unilaterally, I without consulting anyone, means I am autocratic and authoritarian. And that authoritarianism, this kind of definition is not going to be helpful in many ways, not that much helpful. So I think, and if you are visionary, if your vice chancellor, my vice chancellor, or some university vice chancellor, or the principals are very visionary, so what is expected of him or her? Basically, he or she will be able to manage through inspiration and the confidence. So see, many times we know that sometimes your boss or my boss is a little bit hesitant, that he is not willing to delegate his or her power or the authority to subordinate. I think it means there's a lack of vision. If you are visionary, if I am visionary, I think we can easily manage everything very with our own articulation, with our own style. So styles are very important. So you can understand all these things. So what is the other? We all know about the democratic style, which is considered to be one of the very important one, which is considered to be one of the best one. Means democratic styles means you are going to take the advantage of the other wisdom or your colleagues' wisdom or someone's wisdoms. And collective wisdom is always important, always relevant. There is empirical evidence, and we all know that only by uttering this democratic, if we are really democratic, if we consult our colleagues, our friends, or our subordinates, I think decision will be definitely better off. So many styles are there. The other equally important styles, which is now considered to be very negative, you all know that, and which has become the very important and very pertinent in a bureaucratic styles, means what does it mean? So the rule and the regulation becomes the objective and the aim of anything. Like you all know, in the government procedure and the government organization, we blindly, and the system has persuaded, system has become in such a way that only we become so much hierarchical, and sometimes we only are interested to follow the procedure. We have forgotten the objectives and the aims of anything, and delay has become the routine. So bureaucratic style, if someone is having, is very dangerous, and which is not like, and which is not going to contribute for the progress and development of the organization, of the institution, or anything. So laissez-faire, you all know that means that has been taken means free. So if you have the confidence to your subordinate, and how you are going to have this style, how you are going to delegate the power or authority to your subordinate, to your friends, to your colleague, to someone, I think work will be better. So suspicion, these kind of things are very, very suicidal for any organization, for anything. So these are all are the styles I wanted to discuss with you, and you can place yourself. Where do you place here? You can understand the what are the characteristics of this democratic style or democracy, and why we all the time appreciate, despite all the limitations, we consider that the best form of governance today is considered to be a democracy or democratic style or democracy. So how democracy is again a process. Here many elements are there. How that elements or the democratic institutions can be strengthened is again very important. So discussing all these things, why I am discussing, so that we can place and we can understand the requirement and need of the academic leadership. And already it has been said that there is something wrong, there is a catch, there is an issue relating to academic leadership or the leadership for the matter. But here our job is to discuss the higher academic institutions. So if the leadership is better off, means if we will be able to make the effective leadership, definitely all these academic institutions will be better. They will perform so well. They will perform better off, and we can match up, we can catch up, or we can set the global standards of all these academic institutions, and definitely our country can shine like anything. So that is the purpose of all these things. Taking that view into the mind, styles and then definitions or the notions, let me now discuss with you. It will be very, very, that one theory will require to discuss for 3 hours, but due to time or paucity of the time or the urgency of the time, I will just touch upon. My purpose is to just orient you, and many of you may be knowing much more details about that, but the whole idea is to just to give the exposure, and we all are equal. I know that some of all are better than what I am discussing. But since we all are sharing our knowledge and the thoughts and the experiences, so let me allow you to discuss some of the theories to all of you. You must have heard about Thomas Carlyle, who proposed the great man theories way back in the middle of 19th century. What he said that leadership, a leader is basically, leader is a born. It is it's a quality which is considered to be inherent. It cannot be acquired. it is only acquired through with the birth. Means leaders are born, or the teachers, some people also say that teachers are born, but the very idea and the very proposition of this great man theory has been negated, has been rejected to a larger extent. Today, see the situation. What we say that leaders are not born. Leaders and the teachers are basically made or are created. So now the question arises, how can a leader be created? How the leader can be made? We all know that with the help of education, with the help of training, with the help of a skill development, the teacher or we all can sharpen our skills. We can sharpen our skill and we can perform our teaching pedagogy or our delivery in a best manner. So the very idea of inherent, and you know that in this on this principle, see the democracy as what it is said that it is divine. It is also said by him that it is divine, means the leader who are born, their leader, their sons, daughters, their progeny can only have this quality. So it is divine or it is not created, it is not made, rather. So this theory, and thereafter, of course, this theory has been studied, and then many people have started challenging this theory. So one person means Ralph Stockdale proposed the trait theory of leadership. Almost he has just tuned what he said, that the traits and the characteristics and the features are important. Means the person should be intelligent and physical appearance, everything. So he has given a long list that qualities, that traits have become the need, and for being a good leader or for effective leader. Again, there are, and it happened in after a century gone. Means the first theory, great man theory, was propounded, was discussed by Thomas Carlyle in the mid 1840s. And thereafter a century, 1800, 1940s, the theory was revised and then modified by Stockdale in 1940s. And what he said that the personal characteristics, some personality or the elements are important for being an effective leader. And these traits are, he also said that sometimes it is said by that person is, you all know that inherent, but he also said that it can be also acquired with the help of the training, but that things are important. If you proceed further, many studies have been done after a decade in 50s, and that theory is called behavioral theory. So basically it negates everything. It negated all these characteristics. What he, with the help of this theory, we get to know and we got to know that the what situation is also important. Means contingency theory discusses three things. Means traits already we have discussed, and then behavior and the situation. It is comprising or it is consisting of three traits are important, of course we cannot negate, and then behavior and the situation. If you have all these personality traits of the leadership, if the situation is not allowing you, I think you cannot or one cannot become a leader. The other theories, and you all know that theory is always contestable. You can contest, you can reject, you can just modify. And charismatic leadership theory, the other theory, it means the leader must possess some extraordinary and exceptional qualities to become an effective leader. And of course, charismatic leadership is there. Some people, we cannot deny that people are not born. People are born, but not all the time it is only the thing. Even with the help of education, with the help of training, I think this kind of traits, this kind of qualities could be acquired. And you all know the transformational leadership theory. So what basically I wanted to discuss with you, some of the traits, some of the important points are very important for and how this is going to be discussed. Like personality traits are important, and then actions and situation, environment, decision making process, how input is received, and then relationships are maintained is again very important. So taking this view into the mind, if you in a very short manner, in a nutshell, what we can say that what are the qualities of an effective leader? After discussion all this, like theories, the styles, and then the role of the leadership, what are the qualities of an effective leader? So here we basically have chosen or have jotted.
टाकलं का हे टप्पा
Hello. So four qualities need to be discussed
तसं
in.
याला नाही ना
First one is the flexibility, then empathy, and
तिकडे
then
चाललो का
decisiveness and communication skills. What can I request my colleagues, some of my colleagues who have opened their
पगार काही
mic should just mute your mic because there will be problem. There is a disturbance on your part. So I am requesting you to kindly just listen to me patiently, and thereafter definitely I'm going to have the break, and then we will discuss and I will take up your questions. So what are the qualities of an effective leader or the teacher? First one is the flexibility. And how can we understand the flexibility? I am giving you one example. If you are a leader, if you are a
काही
teacher,
गणित म्हणजे त्यांनी समजत नाही
I am again requesting some of my colleagues that kindly mute your mic, otherwise there will be disturbance. Are you hearing me? Oh, okay. So I am just discussing with you that what are the four important qualities an effective leader will have. First one is called flexibility in contrast to rigidity. So leader cannot be the rigid. If you are an effective leader, if you are a leader, so true sense of the term, you cannot be rigid in your own orientation, in your own approach. If you are rigid, it means you don't have the element of the leadership or the effective leadership. See the situation. I'm just take the example of your classroom. I'm giving the example from our classroom in a day-to-day life. If I am flexible enough, you are flexible enough. What happened? Can I share? I think some of whose mic is not. Can I request my friends, some of my friends? Can I continue, please? Hello.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
There is a disturbance. That's why I am saying that they can just mute their mic and audio at least. So let me now explain it to you. Flexibility. I'm just see the situation. I'm just giving you a glaring example. Yesterday night, what happened? That my class today, my class had at 3:40, but some of the scholars requested me to take the class at 10. And you can understand, I understand why, I understood why they said that I should take the class at 10, because they don't want to remain till 4:30, because had I started the class from 4:30, I could have continued till 5:30. And they did not like. So what I did, that I asked them that no issue, I will come, because I did not have any problem. So I went to my department at sharp at 10. I started taking the class, because so here that served the purpose of the students, because they all became very happy, and their face were indicating they are extremely happy. So what I wanted to share with you, that this kind of facility, I'm just giving you one example. I gave you one example. Had I told, I could have said that no, no, nothing doing. I will come at 4:30 and I will take the class at that time. Don't worry, I'm not going to change uh, my class. So what I would like to, so we should, how we can become rather more student friendly, how our class could be learner centric. So far and so now, our class is completely teacher centric. We decide what to teach, we decide the time, we decide everything. But unless until we make the learner, we make the student the center of everything, I think not much effect is going to take happen in the class. So taking that way, flexible, we should be flexible. If students are not in a mood to be taught right now, I think yes, if some valid reason is there, again it depends on the smartness and the quality of of a teacher, to which we all are. That how we are going to be the whole purpose of this kind of exercise, that students can learn from from the teachers to the maximum level, and that could be only possible if the students are happy, and if we make the classroom in a very congenial, unless until we create the congenial atmosphere in the university or in the class, I think this is not going to happen. And for this it needs flexibility. Sometimes I take class in the night, taking the facilities. So here, why I am saying all this rigidity, and it is applicable to everywhere. So why I am giving. And the second point, the second quality of an effective leader is empathy. It is not sympathy per se, it is empathy. Means I should understand your agony, I should understand your problems. Unless until I will be able to understand your problem means the student's problem, we cannot be an effective teacher, and we cannot able to have the attention of the students. We all know pretty well that in the classroom situation, if the class is of consisting of 50 students, all students, their level of knowledge, their cognitive level is also not equal. There are some students who are slow learners, there are some students who are fast learners, there are some students who are average learners. So it is the smartness of a teacher and how you are going to manage the class effectively. Again, you need to understand the students who are poor, in the sense that in terms of the receipt. So here, and some of the students are having some problem, genuine problem, domestic problem, whatever. So we need to understand the psychology or the mind of the students. Then I think, and these all issues are related to empathy. So we need teacher or the leader need to be empathetic. So empathy, flexibility, these two elements, two features, two qualities are I think integral part of an effective leader. And of course, decisiveness and then communication. See, these all four, I think many, it could be many, but I have just put everything in these 4 points. This is unless until you take the decision for taking the class, for going elsewhere. So if you are indecisive, I think indecisive means will lead to some delay in this thing. And unless until you are a good communicator, so a teacher or a leader needs to be very, very communicative. So unless until you have the better communication, you understand the importance, significance. I think the lot of lecture, lot of deliberation is organized on communication skills. So how we can enhance our communication skills, how we can be uh, how we can become more communicative. I think if we take this, I think you cannot deviate or you cannot disagree with my point of view that flexibility, empathy, decisiveness, communication, these are the four very, very important or the essential qualities of an effective leader. And here I would like to say that when you talk of effective leader, this because we are going to use all these concepts, all these notions in the context of the academia. So here, I think discussing all these issues into the to all of you, let me now proceed to discuss the academic leadership. So one more word has been added here, means before leadership, academic has been put. So it has changed the entire contour of our discussion that we are not going to discuss about the parliament or the state assemblies or the MNCs or elsewhere. Here we should discuss our orientation, our issues, taking the cognizance of the university, colleges, or academic institutions as a whole. So this becomes very important that how we all are going to discuss. So here, let me now discuss with you that many educationists have tried to make us understand what is the meaning of academic leadership. So if you all know that one word, one more prefix has been fixed over there, that so it has given the meaning basically in the academic circle. So it is said that he has said, Sathe has stated academic leadership is a special case of general leadership as much as it refers to leadership in academic setting or academic institutions. The other one, like Elder and Codling, as academic leadership is based on authority being placed on powers, positions, and the characteristics. Basically, it is nothing but the position which is held by a particular person, not one position, but it is relating to many positions. And we all know that what is the function of academic leadership. Basically, what is the function, what is the role of academic leadership? When you talk of, take the example of one university or one college, over there, at the top of the top of the position, we see vice chancellor is there. He or she would have many other other people who are holding some positions like registrar, vice chancellor, finance officer, and many more. So consisting of all, give the meaning, or it is not only one position but many positions, and these all positions are called academic leadership, and it works at the institutional level, like at the university level, at the college level, at the polytechnic level, and it basically provides services and support to all these, like the department, center, university. And you all know it also includes implementing multiple teaching approaches and styles appropriate for a student's learning, and to help support and conduct a scholarly research, performing all activity with the help of all faculty members as a team. So what is the function of all these top level positions, and why we all are discussing this thing? Because there is a catch. There is an issue relating to that one. How we can sharpen. Today we are the faculty in our own university and holding many other positions, like sometimes we have been given the chance to become the dean, sometimes uh, director, sometimes coordinator, sometimes controller of examination. So along with our teaching profession, we also discharge all these responsibilities. So how we can, if we have been given this chance, how we can discharge our responsibility in a better way is the need of discussion. So here it is said that leadership is a broader concept. We all know that. And this where authority does not reside in one person. Means the power does not reside in one person, but it is distributed amongst different persons. So see how this whole paraphernalia works in the university and the college or the academic institution. We all know so well. So we need to improve all these things, and how it could be done. It can be only done with the help of training, with the help of learning something which of that particular thing, then it important one. Leadership can encompass people occupying many roles and the functions. So here it becomes very important. And the academic leadership can also play a key role in improving classroom programs, connections, policy, institutions at the outside. The whole idea, the whole debate to which we all are discussing is that how we can improve the academic culture, or what we call teaching culture, or the a research environment in the university. It's not the one person who can, but he or she can have the maximum impact. But it is only possible with the help of the different position holders, like vice chancellor, and of course his or her entire team. If there's a problem of the role law and order issue in the university or in the campus, it is not the responsibility directly of the vice chancellor, but it is the chief proctor, or it is the other advisor, security advisor, who work in this direction to ensure law and order. But in the name of, we see, in the name of the academic leadership or academic team, I think this is being discharged. So this becomes very, taking all these issues into the mind, how we can understand the qualities of an academic leaders or the academic leadership. What kind of qualities the entire team should have? So what are they? Already we have discussed in a general sense that four qualities are the integral part of a good or effective leader. Here we are talking of the qualities of an effective academic leadership. So leadership can only be very smart, can only be good enough if that team has excellent communication skills, and then being proactive, knowing when to take risk, and then resilience and passion for what you do. So these five uh, over there we discussed for. I think that has been recaptured, that has been reproduced in that way, taking the academic leadership into the mind, means academic leadership would have excellent communication skills and active, knowing what to take a risk, resilience, and passion. So what basically, when we talked of first one, academic leadership, leaders, effective leadership, we see that no, not rigidity should not be there, rather flexibility should be there. So here it is resilience. So according to time, place, condition, situation, one has to take the apt decision. So how to over there it was written indecisiveness. So if decisiveness should be there. So taking quick means apt decision, right decision at the right time. Quick means this one, not haste decision. Haste decisions will also lead to disaster. So resilience is the very, and passion, you all know that. Motivation, passion, inspiration, if you have, then we can prove ourselves as a good leader, or we can play out. If some of your vice chancellor has given you some position and you have reluctantly accepted that position, would you like to perform well? Definitely not. So if you are eager, if you have the stamina, you have the caliber, if you have the aptitude, if you have the passion, and then if you take that responsibility, you can do so well. And this has been proved. So here, creating passion, creating resilience, and learning as how to take the risk. Risk is also, so, yeah, there's always risk in anything. No pain, no gain, you all know that. And proactive, when you have reluctantly accepted any position, you cannot play your role proactively. For being proactive, I think this becomes very important to accept as a matter of choice. Definitely. And having the rapport, having the communication with the students, with everybody, is very important. If some government of India, someone has made you uh, as a vice chancellor, and you have accepted reluctantly, definitely you are not going to deliver the best, you are not going to deliver the and deliver the goods. So this becomes very important for all of us to understand in the right perspective, then we can play our important and the due role. And here again, I will be very happy to, I think, discuss with you. And then thereafter, we will discuss with you in great details what is the importance of training. See, you all have been connected not only to give the certificate, but that you are going to be given a lot of exposure, at least 8 major themes. You all are going to get the exposure, and you are going, if you have learned something, definitely you are going to impart the same to your student, to your coming generation. And in a way, your contribution is found to be very profound, very eminent, I think very important one in the progress and development of the society. I think I should stop here in this. There would be intermission, means interval, that I will take up some of the questions, whatever I have discussed, and thereafter, what we can do it to discuss all the rest of the things after you. Because if I continue to discuss with you till end, I think it is not going to serve the purpose. While introducing me, I think it was said that yeah, how we can make our deliberation is a two-way. I think only on this online, had it been face to face, we could have just interacted much more. So seeing the limitation of this, I think let me now discuss with you. First, I'm giving you chance to discuss with you, uh, and thereafter we will take up the other one. Yes, please. Let me now take up some of the questions, and thereafter, accordingly, I will make a move. Yes, please. I hope I should take some of the questions, and thereafter we will move on.
Uh, Hello, sir.
Yes, I am hearing you.
Hello.
Yes, yes,
Sir. Hello.
I am hearing you. Gyan
Sir,
Sagar.
what is the difference between empathy and sympathy?
Okay, okay. Very good question. Very good. I think sympathy means, that I'm just giving you one by illustration. I'm just showing you. I think empathy is a broader concept. It is all inclusive, but sympathy means you are sympathizing. Yes, yes, you are poor. You should be rich enough. If you don't have the money, you take this compassion. But if I wish to understand, means teacher needs to understand the agony of the teacher. Suppose I should place myself in your position or in the student position and try to understand from your side. If I am trying to understand you, putting myself in your place, means a student. Suppose you have demanded something. If you said that I should not take, sir, you don't take the class. So I should put myself in your place. Why you have said that? There must be something otherwise, and you have some problem. That's why you are saying. Then I should be the I am giving you one more example. If somebody has some problem in the class, some problem, domestic or otherwise, if I have the sympathy, I have the empathy, means it is, that it is the prism or it is the model through which I can place myself, I can understand your agony. and your issues. And if I can develop this kind of things in my personality, then I will be an effective teacher, taking that view into them. Otherwise, no issue. See, the students who are a little bit slower learner, and the students who are the fast learner, unless until we and those students who belong to the rural areas, their articulation, their communication is not good enough. So unless until I put myself from that side, I'll not be able to understand their agony, their problems, their issues. So empathy is like this. As sympathy is okay. You have you if you have, you don't have money, take this money, go away. Your problem is resolved. But here, if teachers should be sympathetic, of course, it is a very a small element of the empathy, not all. So yeah, if you talk of the empathy, means it's a very broader concept, broader notion, which is all inclusive. Means your sympathy is one of the very small part of your empathy. So a teacher or a leader needs to be empathetic. I hope I have conveyed. I have given the answer, satisfactory answer to your question. It's okay? Hello? Are you hearing me?
Yes,
हाँ
sir.
सर,
Yes, sir.
I'm
हाँ,
hearing you.
बताएं
हाँ
बताएं. Yeah, I think is there
हाँ, I
any,
understand, sir. Thank you.
okay, is there any other question relating to anything relating to higher education, leadership? Why leadership? Why we should discuss academic leadership? Because if you see this, our own academic institutions, they are not performing so well in the sense that there is a need to contribute much more what it is being contributed. If any institution is headed by very visionary vice chancellor or the head of the institutions, I think it will do much better. Hence, there is a need to discuss all these academic leadership, governance. And when we talk of education, it is, that a system. When we talk of the system, of course, one of the stakeholders is teachers. But this is not all. I think there is a systemic issue. When anything is suffering from the systemic issue, we need to improve. We need to improve or we need to ameliorate the condition or the system as a whole. As we often say that the system to which we were having, right, before this onset of this national education policy, systemic issue was there. So now the policy is going to revolutionize or going to transform the total system, which became outdated, which were not serving the real purpose of our own society. And taking that view into the mind, I think a lot of issues are there relating to quality. There is other. Here we all say and we all discuss about, that access to education, access to higher education is the other challenges. So many challenges are there, which are plagued, which are basically, which have been, our education system has been suffering like anything. So not only the quality, but the excess or the expansion of education is also the very serious challenge, serious matter that needs to be discussed. Yes, please. Now it's your turn to ask.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, please tell me.
I am Dr. Manoj Kumar Malpani
Yes.
from Akola. You say there are different common leadership styles, but
Mhm.
which one is the best to adopt
Now, out of that, if
out of that?
if you ask me, definitely without having a minute, I will say that democratic style is the best, and I can prove. And I can give my own argument. Democratic style is the best style. Why? Now their question arises, why? You must ask why. It is so because it is based on collective wisdom. And where does the collective wisdom come from? It comes from the society, it comes from our colleagues, it comes from someone else. And our CJ system, Indian system, higher education system, or society is basically we all know that based on that one. So our law of governance or the governance pattern is considered, or not only considered, it is based on our rationality, and we have adopted this governance system, politics of governance and societal governance. So we have chosen democracy. Democracy is considered to do, as of now, it is considered to be not one of the, it is the best. See, can you share any system which is better as compared to democracy? Democracy, and let me tell you, you must be wondering that what he is talking about. I am talking of the democracy, not in real sense. Not real sense means the system to which we all are having. It is the process. It is in the process of development. I am talking with the mature democracy. See the mature. If the democracy will get matured, subsequently it will be the better. Still it is the better. See, we decide everything. We the Indians decide everything. So we are basically the part and parcel of the governance system. Yes, please. I think if in contradiction to that one, can you say that that system is like autocratic system, authoritarian style will not develop any nation. It will not be so. It will be very suicidal. It will bring disaster to any country. Authoritarian. I think in the short term, sometimes you can be made feel that it will be a better one. But in the long term, in the final term, ultimately, you will realize that democracy is one of the best forms of governance, best forms of system to which any nation is having. Yes, please.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
Any other question, please?
Sir, can you guide on? Hello?
Yes, please.
Am I
I am.
audible, sir? Hello?
Yes, ma'am. I am hearing you.
Yeah. Sir, can you guide on the hierarchy of leadership in education system?
Hierarchy. What kind of hierarchy you are talking of?
In colleges or in university,
I think,
we are
let
following
me
some
tell
hierarchy.
you, let me tell you, hierarchy, if you consider anywhere for that matter, anywhere, that is only for the sake of functional hierarchy. What we say the functional hierarchy. Otherwise, it has nothing to, what it has only it has become, hierarchy has become for the sake of demonstration, that is again very, very suicidal and dangerous, let me tell you. I think there shouldn't be any kind of hierarchy per se as it is reflected in our system. Suppose you are assistant professor, I am professor. This is very much possible that you know better than me. It is very much possible, and you can contribute much more than what I can contribute, and it could be many reasons. So there shouldn't be any kind of hierarchy. Suppose seminar is going to take place and you are assistant professor, some is the vice chancellor, someone is the registrar. Do you think that that seminar is going to should recognize your caliber and their caliber? You I think it has nothing to do with this thing. Respect is entirely different story. But taking this hierarchy, if you make hierarchy in the education system, it will be very devastating, let me tell you. Whether you are the principal, I am the something like assistant professor or assistant in your university, in your college, hardly I think this sort of thing is not there. If you see the better environment, whether you have made this hierarchy only for demonstration, I think it will create the impediment. If you create hierarchy and that will be very, very rigid, again it will become suicidal. It will create the impediment in the way of progress or in discharging the responsibility. So these kind of, if somebody is holding the position of vice chancellor or some principal, respect is should be there. So without, I think, respect, not only to the vice chancellor, respect should be given to the even peon or MTM, multitasking staff. So respect should be given to everyone. So this is all functional hierarchy. If we consider all these things, this hierarchy as a functional one, only for administrative purpose, only for delivering the best, only for delivering the goods, I think then we can reap the maximum benefit, and we can contribute maximum optimally to the growth and development of society or the academic institutions. This is my perception. I think that should be there, and we all should create this kind of. Otherwise, if you start demonstrating the hierarchy, if I am the professor, someone is the assistant professor, and the other one is lecturer or like that, I think this is a very bad idea. I am just passing the value judgment. And if you see some of the success story anywhere on this planet, you won't find this kind of culture, who is the upper, or who is lower, who is better off, who is poorer one. I think this should not be encouraged anywhere. Principal is there to discharge and what happens actually, see, we all are basically, why we have all have been appointed in our own university and the colleges to teach the students, to make a research, to make some study. But the students are not there for us. They are there to be taught, and we are basically the service provider. So, who should be considered the center of anything? So, we, the teachers, have made the system in such a way that it is called teacher centric. So now the attempt has been made as how to make the curriculum, how to make the classroom that would be considered, that would be that a learner centric. See, sometimes teachers taught we were now what we are saying, the mentor and mentee means there should be informal kind of relation, unless until you see there should be, again, I am saying that the relation between the teachers and the taught, the relation between the student and the teacher should be in such a way that we can have the empathy, or the ingredient of empathy would be there. Not sympathy, empathy would be there. Then we can understand the mind and the psychology of the students. Otherwise, we will not be able to understand, and we cannot discharge our responsibility in a better way. Means the students are not going to be learn. So how we can make the students learn? It is the responsibility of the teacher. Yes, please.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Anything more? Otherwise, can we have the break for 15 minutes, please?
Sir, one question, please.
Yes, please. I will be happy.
Being flexible teacher, students take some time advantage of it. Then how we be flexible then?
Okay. Very according to me, I think excellent question you have raised to me. Let me try to answer you. I think this is very much possible. Again, you can try. Try, and then not one or twice. You try, and here many things are related to the. If I am passionate, means I have come to this profession. I have opted this profession as a matter of choice. If I am, or you are, or anybody
Right.
else, I think this is very
Right.
this is very much possible, in the sense that see, your class will be of at least 20, 40, or 50 students, not only one.
Right.
So I'm not
Yes.
saying that all, but majority of the students to come to your class to learn something new. If you are innovative, if you are going to contribute something new, or you are going to impart something important to it, I think today and tomorrow or Sunday, students will be made to learn. Definitely, let me tell you what happens actually. If I have opted this profession half-heartedly, and my mind is not only in the class but elsewhere, So it is also the responsibility of each and every teacher to make the students learn. How it is possible? See, students are there, and if in the very first slide, what it was written that if your action means your delivery, your transaction will inspire the students. Means if the students are going to be motivated by your deeds, by your action, by your delivery, by your teaching, then you are an effective teacher, then you are an effective leader, then you are a leader. If I am lacking this, it means I am not a teacher, I am not a good teacher. If I do every day, see what happens. Sorry. Can I request some of my fellows? Can I request some of my fellows to just
ऊपर हेलीपैड और ये सब कर
can I mute your mic? Can you mute your mic, please? Yes. So what I would like to share with you that yes, sometime
तो जरा सिटी में जाना था बच्ची के सामान लाना है
can I request again and again of our colleagues? We all are very senior, we all are teachers, we all are ideal teachers, let me tell you. We are respected by the society. So let us behave like this so that those who are, only thing is to just mute your mic.
अरे मैं उसके बाद उनको बोला पहले अपने दूसरी साइड मैनेजर को पांड्रिकर करके काउंटर में जो
ये किसका है वैसे whose mic is on please? Hello, are you hearing me? Hello, are you hearing me? Hmm? Hello, 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 hello. Are you hearing me, please? Hmm?
Sir, I think we should take a 10 to
Yes,
15 minutes gap, as you said.
let me now have a break. Let me tell you what is the time by the 40. So we will start again at 6. 6 is fine. Only 14 minutes we will take.
Right.
Okay, sir.
It's okay. At sharp at 6, we will join again. It's
Okay.
fine.
Okay.
Okay. Thank you once again. But again, I am requesting our fellow colleagues that kindly mute your mic so that there won't be any disturbance in the
Session is helpful for us. Session is helpful for us.
Hello. Can we start now? Can we start?
Yes, sir.
Yes,
Don't
sir.
stop.
Let us start. So, do you have any question? Then, if no question, then I will proceed further. Then we will move on. Can we move on?
Yes, sir.
Thereafter, again, I will give you 15-20 minutes for your own. Let me now finish. Okay. Let me now finish it off. It's okay? Are you watching this? It's visible?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir. Yes, sir. It is visible.
So let me now proceed further. Putting it on the slide form. So we were discussing basically about as how to, we all basically feel concerned to understand the academic leadership, the role, relevance, importance of academic leadership. Why it is so important in the sense that our academic institutions are not up to the mark as it ought to be. So how academic leadership can take these academic institutions at the higher pedestal. And when we talk of academic leadership, it means we are talking of the holistic sense, in the sense that all the positions which are interconnected, not only the one top level positions, but relating to all the positions. So if we do something in this direction, then we will be able to achieve the vision and the missions and the objectives of the academic institutions. So what is the vision and what is the objectives of the academic institutions? The main academic institutions objective is to create the academic atmosphere which is called academic environment, so that teaching, research, and the other academic activities could be undertaken very effectively and very diligently and decently. For that, the role of training, whether you call it orientation or the refresher, or for that matter anything in service, training becomes importance, and which has become the need of the day. Unless until we do this, our academic leadership cannot be sharpened, their skills cannot be sharpened, and they cannot discharge their responsibility in a better way. So here the role of all these seminar, symposium, workshop, and this NEP orientation, sensitization, faculty induction program, these all become the important tool through which the academic skills could be sharpened. The academic skills could be enhanced. So we all know that there's in the university system, we all know that we also learn academic administration by holding the position. Sometimes we have been given a lot of responsibility, but at the same time, we also go to attend many seminars, symposium, the middle levels, uh, uh, orientation, refresher courses. So by doing this kind of exercise, our skills and our education uh, is enhanced. So we all know that in this globalized era, this becomes also very important. See, all these academic institutions are there in our own country. 1,100 universities are there, and many more colleges are, thousand colleges are there. But we are not matching, we are not competing with the global standard. We are not, our institutions are not playing our role very effectively. For that, why? Unless until we have the exposure, unless until we have the collaboration, we will not be able to do the best from our institutions. So how it is in this globalized era, this becomes very important, that how we can acquire experiences. So by having the MOU, by having the collaboration in terms of the research, even in the faculty wise, let me take exchange of faculty. See, all these Indian national universities are there, but they all are not at the equal plane. There are some universities, there are some colleges which are much better off in terms of infrastructure, in terms of the faculty also. So why don't we have the collaboration between amongst all these academic institutions, so that we can do the best for the sake and for the development of our own countries and the nation? And how we can have the policies, as we discussed in the earlier, that apt kind of policy or the very progressive or positive policies have become the need of the day for for the growth and the development of the nation. And who will do this and how it can be done? It can only be done with the help of the teaching or the academic staff like all of us. So unless until we unearth, only we investigate, we study deeply to understand the nuances of the requirement, I think we will not be able to do so. Whatever the policies we are having today, and whatever the policy we will have in future, and whatever the policy we have had in the past, we need to understand all these things if some policies had failed in the past, what are the reasons why that policies had failed? We need to understand, and who will understand? We, the academic, we, the teachers, need to understand so that we can be able to formulate a good kind of policy. We will be helpful in order to formulating a good policy, progressive policy for development purposes of our own country. And this could be very much possible, as we all know pretty well that in this national education policy, National Research Foundation is going to be already the Parliament has passed the National Research Foundation bill in 2023 June. So it is going to be established, this NRF. What is the function of that one? It has also been realized that the research in our own country is also very pathetic and very poor and not up to the mark. So in order to enhance the research culture or research activities, because research is directly related to development. See, if we don't have the policy, if we don't have the research or the study about as how to eradicate poverty, how to deal with other gender discrimination issues, how our society could be made gender, what we call gender balance or gender sensitive society. For making a gender sensitive society has become the need of the day, because women constitute 50% of the total population of our own country. So is the case at the global level. But let us talk about our own country. And wherever you see the gender, in terms of the gender, women are grossly underrepresented. You will not find many more women who are holding the very top level positions, either in education or the politics or wherever. So it is very alarming, let me tell you, and it is not the good for the betterment of the society, for normal development of the society, for bringing a stability in the society. Again, it has become the need of the day as how to evolve the policy which can address these challenges. Challenges are enormous. Take the other point of view, that ours ours is a country which is, you all know, that differentiated on many levels in terms of the gender. In terms of the rural urban, the majority of the population lives in the rural areas. But they are not included. They are excluded in the sense that their children are not included in the higher education, as I told you, that 26% gross enrollment ratio. And when we talk of 15%, means how it could be made 50%, only by increasing. This number is not going to solve the purpose. We need to see how our policy could be inclusive so that all marginalized sections of the society, like women and those who are living in the rural areas, those who belong to the socially disadvantaged sections of the Indian society, how their children could be included in this in this national project for the development. So who will do this, and who will do this kind of? We, the teachers, should come forward and study these things. So here, training, with the help of the training, I think we can get to know all these exposure, as 18 themes are going to be discussed, debated by all of us, and definitely something new would come out, and we are going to reach us. We all are going to be motivated. I am sure that we are motivated enough. We are going to inspire by some of the very inspiring lectures and the deliberation, and our skills, our aptitudes are also going to in the direction of the positive direction. So we will definitely, we are preparing ourselves how we can become the part of this big national project, so that we can contribute our might for the progress and development of this great nation. So many things are there, like the training also enhance their interpersonal skills, and how we can use our resources, which is optimal resources. Optimum resource utilization can be learned over here, because lot of exposure is being given. and how we can implement supervisory practices in this democratic setup, and how we are going to utilize effectively evaluation procedures, assessing institutional performance, utilize financial management techniques for the cost effectiveness. Every day government is saying, and from other quarters we know that how we can use the resources, how we can manage our financial resources again is very, very important. Sometimes even you must have seen in your own university, you have witnessed that there is misutilization in the sense that optimum how we can economize, and there are some techniques, there are some ways through which we learn as how. I'm giving you one example. See, we can share our resources, faculty, between the two departments, between the two university, between the two nations, and as a whole, we can, because our resources are common. The money which is coming from the public money to the government, or the Ministry of Education, or the University Grants Commission for research. So how we are going to use this money as effectively as possible. Again, this sort of training helps us in order to sharpen our skill, in order to understand all these things. And sometimes we also get the position, and by getting this position we also start learning a lot. So let me now discuss with you some of the very important points to all of you, because we all are a teacher, we all are a faculty. So what is our function, what was the function, and how the function has changed enormously, we need to understand here. So there will be some picture, there will be some diagram, there will be some illustrations. So I will try to make my points clear to all of you. So what is the usual definition of a good teacher? When we are a good teacher means we are a good leader also, because we are not supposed only to transact the knowledge, but our functions are many. So anyone, he says, it is said that anyone who keeps a classroom in order and does not send problems to the office, it is the good quality of a teacher. So our job is not only to teach, but also to maintain discipline. Means, and we are basically the masters or the expert as how we are, and we are, if we are passionate enough of our profession, I think very, very much possible. Some of our friends asked me question that there are some students who are not willing to be taught, who are not, who don't take the interest in the class. I think this could be the possibility, and this is the possibility. But again, you should not blame the student, and we should not blame the students per se. Rather, the system to which we all are having has the problem. There are some students who hardly see their future in education. They hardly see the relevance and importance of education. Just ponder on it. Just try to introspect it. If my future is bleak, if I see my future is bleak by doing these kind of things, by attending the class, what I can get, if this kind of impression comes to my mind, do you think that I will take the interest in the class? Definitely not. So this kind of atmosphere, we as a whole, not only you or me, but we all together should come and create the or cultivate the academic culture or the teaching culture. If you see that if I pass the master's examination, if I do this kind of technology, or if I do this kind of courses, sure shot I will get the job. Job is the immediate need. We cannot deny the what is the function of education. We all know that it is nothing but to bring education brings enlightenment. Education gives light. Education keeps you away from the darkness. This is all. And basically, the purpose and the philosophy of education is to create peace, stability, tranquility, and will be in a position to create classless society. There won't be any kind of hierarchy. There won't be kind. These all are the ideal things to which expected education is expected of. But at the same time, what is the immediate need of the human being or the students or the future generation of this country? To get the employment. And if somebody will get employment, or he or she will be recruited, definitely he or she is going or expected to contribute immensely for the growth, development of the society. Society, it is the society. So immediate need is to get something. If I see that I will, if I do this thing, I am not going to get. So definitely my interest, and there will be distraction in this. So and who will be the teacher? Who is basically responsible of this? Of course, we the teachers need to create this kind of congenial atmosphere. And teacher should be the role model. I think Saruk Khan should not be the role model for the students. Rather, we the teacher should become the role model for the students. And how we can become, it's again a $1 billion question, and it's not easy task. And it's not very difficult task as well. Let me tell you, if we are passionate, if we feel that this profession is the best profession in the world, it is not only considered to be the best, but it is indeed the best profession in the world. If this kind of impression comes to our mind, not only impression, if this reality we realize, I think we can do wonders and we should do wonders. I think it is the best profession which gives us name, fame, money, everything. So in a way, whether we have chosen this profession by default or choice, I don't know, because in these third world countries, developing countries, many issues are there. We cannot deny this fact. There's the issue of, I think sometimes, yeah, I wish to become the doctor, but by default, I become the teacher. If you wish to become the actor, you become something else like that. So it happens. It's merely chance, because situation is very vulnerable, fragile. So we need to understand basically, so what is the usual definition of a good teacher, which is here. So what is the function of a good teacher? Let me now show you and explain it to you. Management is the part and parcel of a teacher. So how we manage to maintain the discipline? Who will maintain the discipline? Not the principal, not the vice chancellor, not the else one, but you need to maintain the discipline. And this even vice chancellor will not be able to maintain the discipline, but you can maintain the discipline if you respect, if you command respect. You means me or any teacher command respect. For commanding respect, for earning respect, what we need to do, you all know that. And means to have the room in the mind of the students, you need to be empathetic, you need to understand the psychology, you need to understand, you need to fulfill the desire of the students. Means I think this is not far off. It's not difficult. Let me, it is not so difficult. But if we feel interested, if we have the stamina, if we have the passion, if we have taken this profession as a profession, or a wonderful profession by choice, I think this is very much possible. So maintain discipline, manage the routines of the classroom, set a climate of discipline and the respect. I think you do it. You means you do it. I think this is very much possible. First, what you can do, I think you need to prepare the charter. If I go to the class, if you go to the class, do you what we refresh the routine? Routine means the your I think whatever you are going to text to which you are going to transact to the students, do you update or do you add something new, whatever it has come or around? If you do before going to the class, I think there is a chance to command respect. There's a chance, a little likelihood chance to get a lot of respect, discipline, and everything is possible. Because if you are going to the class and create the positive positive atmosphere in your class, I think students are going to follow you as the role model. If you need to take the class, your class starts at 9 and you all the time you have never been late, I think you try to go well in time. I think you can command respect of your students. At least 90 to 95 students will do come to your class, to my class for it. If they don't get it today and tomorrow, and sometimes they will also watch you, and thereafter they will start not taking into this. So here management, how effectively we are going to manage the class, again it is all depend of how best we are the teachers or the leader. Curriculum planning, management planning means clearly communicate objectives, what we are going to set and assess standards for quality students, produce intended on and desirable results, and then instructional strategies. I think this is again very important. How we are, what kind of a strategy you are going to follow, what kind of teaching aids you are going to adopt in the class, so that you can have the maximum impact of your text, of your content. Content is not all the time important, but delivery becomes also very how best you are going to put the things is again very is important. And then impart subject matter effect. Subject, you should have the, you, me, or anybody should have the command. Then we can play the role as a leader, as a instructional. And the last means motivation, student motivation. So four functions: management, planning, and then strategy and motivation. So these are the four words, and these are the four functions of any good teacher. If you do it, if I do it, I think we can have the command, or students are going to follow. And not a single, let me tell you, students will shirk from your class. So they will take it. Just you try it in toto, then you will realize. Communicate and enforce high standards and expectations, maintains personal contact with the students, involve the students in their own. I think when we were discussing that empathy here, maintains personal contact with the students. So to what extent basically we are going to make the students involved in our classroom situation. And again, I am telling you, this will become the sermon if I don't put this thing in the sense that if the size of the class will go beyond 40 or at most 50, I think it will become a mockery for you, for me, for anybody. So for having the personal contact, by knowing the name, by knowing each and every student by his or her name, I think if the size of the class would be 25 to 30 at most, I think this is possible. Otherwise, it becomes impossible. It will become the crowd behavior. So, of course, systemic issue is there, but how we can overcome this system is again and involve the students in their own learning. So, as when I was being introduced by one of our friends, he said that how we are going to make this deliberation by a two-way process. It should not be a one-way dialogue. And I'm so happy that many questions you raised, and I felt encouraged that you are asking questions. So I tried my level best to answer your questions. I don't know to what extent I have answered you, but I don't know. But I at least I tried. So it was very motivational way for me, that we have our own limitation, that we are not watching to each other, in the sense that we are sitting at different places. I am sitting in Delhi, and some of you are say we all are territory far off. So we are connected, and we are taking the benefit of this what we call it distance learning, and what we call it online. Or again, it has its own merit, of course, at the same time demerit also. Demerit is that had we been together face to face, we would have asked many questions, and I could have read your face, and I could have understood, to what extent you are understanding. So these are the limitations. So these are basically the main functions of a good teacher, or the role of a good teacher. Let me now explain it to you. Functions of a teacher today in contemporary times, in these challenging times, in this online era, or in this ICT era, information communication technology era, what are the functions of a teacher? The role, what we call it, the era of chalk and talk has gone off far away. It has been left far behind. So what we as a teacher should play, our resource provider. So what do we do basically? We all the time don't sermon. We, if we come across, and we come across, if some books have come or have been written by someone and now we have got to know, so what do? We provide to the student, yes, go and read that book or read that literature. It is going to help you out for your PhD, for your research, for your MPhil, for your paper, for attending the seminar, so whatever. Instructional specialist, curriculum specialist, classroom supporter, learning facilitator, mentor, school leader. Here, school doesn't mean the primary, secondary. I think school means like Frankfurt School. So here it is the philosophy, it is the ideology actually. Data coach, catalyst for change, and the learner. So these are the usual functions of a teacher of today. Last one is learner. And according to me, it is not the last, but it is not the least, it is rather the best, and it should come at the first. Learner means unless until we learn, we will become obsolete today. What is happening today? Learning, de-learning, and relearning. So it's a cyclical way, means learning means you are learning. Tomorrow, whatever you have learned today, tomorrow it will become obsolete. So you need to de-learn. De-learn means you need to delete it from your mind, and then you relearn something. So it's a cyclical one. It's it's going on. So learning, and yeah, as I told you that if you go to your class every day, whenever you have the class, if you go something with new ideas, and this is very much possible, if you work, if you learn everything every day, if I teach everything same, who is going to as I told you, learning, de-learning, and relearning has become the process today. So taking these all functions into the mind, if we play our role, definitely we are going to create a positive atmosphere, positive vibe, for the sake of the society, for the progress of the society. I am sure that you all are learning, and you all are. And here, one point I would like to bring to your kind notice, that governance means governance and management. Of course, we as a teacher, we need to govern, we need to manage, we need to teach. So all these functions, as I told you, management, and then planning, and then instructional strategies, and how we are going to motivate the students. Last one is very important, that is very catchy. So our function has been reduced, our function has been changed to motivate. We all should become, once we motivate our coming generation to learn, if you learn something, if you learn this thing, it is going to take you at this level, and it will make you something as you are aspiring for. So by virtue of your own experience, by virtue of your own understanding, I think you have the stamina, you have the potential. We all have the potential, and it is expected on the part of the policy makers, on the part of the society, different stakeholders of the society, to give these kind of things to the next generation or the coming generations. So this is the point which I wanted to share with you. And then let me now move on to the other slide. Just have a look on this slide. Have a look on this slide. What is written? Right attitude for an academic leader. I think this picture, this diagram represents everything. So you can become ideal, you can become a good academic leader. So you will have the attitude for academic leadership. So what is this? Be passionate. Already many times I shared with you the passion. Passion creates with I think everything, and I think with your passion, I think you can cultivate passion amongst the students. So here, if the students are not showing interest in the class, I think we with our own passion, by saying so many good things, by giving a good kind of input or up-to-date knowledge to the students, I think they are going to have the attention, or rather, if they don't have the aptitude to study, I think their aptitude could be changed. So if we have the passion, and passion is very, so it is going to play a very crucial role. So build leadership, be competent, be empathetic. Here adapt to changes, never give up. I think if you see all these qualities, these all elements, I think it is going to bring wonders. And on this side, be unbiased and embrace challenges. So in this life situation, we all know that I think challenges are the part and part. Without challenge, life is lifeless. Our life becomes monotonous, our life becomes lifeless unless and we have the challenge. Without challenge, I think nothing. So we have tremendous challenge. So how we can overcome challenges, and this is very much possible. For that, we need to create passion amongst us. So if we have passion, I think we can become a good researcher. And at the same time, sometimes we say, and there's a, it is said that we hardly have the time. How can I go for research? All the time I need to take the class. So I could have taken 2 classes, but I am taking 4 classes a day. Sometimes it happens. But if you have the stamina, if you have the passion, I think we can spare some time for research. And unless until we don't, we have the research, temperament or research aptitude, I think what is the function of the research? Research is nothing but to generate new ideas, new perspective, new understanding. So how we are going to involve, how we are going to get all the students involved in the class, again, it depends on our smartness or on our passion. They will be made to bring to the mainstream, in the mainstream of the teaching, mainstream of the education. So we should not feel disheartened, rather we should try. And by giving a lot of example, by starting many illustrations, I think students can be uh, changed from negative to positive. And it is the real taste of a teacher or the academic leader. Embrace, handle setbacks, offer welcome feedback. Sometimes you all know that we all the time, sometimes if I am teaching well, if you are teaching well, if you are doing your job, what is the worry, whether I am going to be uh, feedback means the evaluation. So if you evaluate me, I will be very happy. If something otherwise, I can get to know the demerit or the shortcomings of my deliberation. What is wrong in it? Sometimes when the semester system was introduced, at that time, there was a provision that all the teachers would be evaluated by their students. I think here, all the resource persons are going to be evaluated by you, all of you, and you should, me or anybody, so that I can get the perspective. If something is otherwise, I can mold my ideas, I can mold my discussion, I can mold my deliberation. So here up, and be friendly and be transparent. See, if you see this diagram, I think all these good things have been written. If we are going to follow in our day-to-day life, Do you think that the students are not going to be taught? Students are not going to be the better one students or the outcome? I think if you, and this is not the problem. This is not what we call it the impossible thing. This is very much possible, and we all need to do it. Of course, sometimes situation is not favorable, but we should try to make the situation favorable, and this could be made possible, and there's no other way out. We as a teacher have been acknowledged by policymakers or our society. Let me tell you that we get a lot of respect. So how we can earn much more respect in this area? What we can do? So by our research, by our own articulation, by our own delivery, our own, if in this Kothari Commission report, it is said that every day the standard of education is going down, and whatever we are producing is unemployable youths. It is a very important statement which has made in this Kothari Commission report. I think that is available in the public domain. So what is the meaning of that one? Means how, what kind of education we are imparting, whether it is the practical one, whether it is obsolete one, whether is there any connection between our output, means the students, and the academy, means what kind of connection or the link between the academia and the industry. So already I have told you the function of the education is very, very comprehensive, very complex. So one function is, of course, we cannot deny that to get the employment, to productive, you become so productive that you can start contributing for the progress and development of the society. So here it becomes very important that if something is changing, and you all know the change has taken place very, very, very rapidly. So we have witnessed so much changes that during the last 3 decades or half, I think a change is tremendous. If you see the magnitude of the changes which has taken place during the 3 decades, I think it is more than whatever it has taken place during the 3-4 centuries, let me tell you, 18th, 19th, 20th century. If you calculate the changes or the invention or the discovery, I think you will find much more. So we are in a way much fortunate enough to witness or to get the comfort and of this invention discovery. So we are reaping the benefits of that one also. So here my purpose of this discussion is to show you as how we can play our very crucial role as an academic leader or a good teacher. Again, now let me now proceed further so that I could spare some of the time for your question. Otherwise, it will not be so effective. All the time I should not speak, rather I should also give time to speak to you. So this, what is the function of a teacher? Already I have told you that destiny maker. We are basically that how we are the destiny maker. We all know the destiny of any society or destiny of any of country or India is shaped in the classroom. So we are basically have been given a lot of responsibility because we are our future generation or the future of this country is in the hands of the teacher. We all are. So we have got a lot of responsibility to change or to bring a positive change in the society. So here all these things facilitator, not teacher. We are have become the facilitator. So how we can facilitate so that the teaching can take place or transaction of knowledge can take place. So the industry means the university could be considered as the industry and the output, and basically we are producer. So leader builder, social engineer, in this instructional designer, technology adapter, and collaborator. So here I'm just I think all these words are self-explanatory. So how collaboration and how we can work as a collaborator, because we all know that we are between the link between the industry and the academia, and what kind of production we are going to take, we are going to produce, again depends on the quality of the teacher. So quality of teacher means excellence. To bring excellence in the education, it becomes very important that what kind of quality we have had. When quality of a teacher, if we are qualified enough, energized enough, motivated enough, inspired enough, definitely it is expectation. It is expected that we are going to inspire, we are going to motivate, we are going to translate knowledge, or we are going to shape the nation in the rightful manner. So let us now move on, because time is running very fast. So I should at least give some of your time. So I will not take much of your time. I will take only 5 minutes more. Just in the initial stage, what I did, that I began my discussion with three important slides or the quotations. So now I'm going to end by two more quotations. I think you must be knowing him, John F. Kennedy, who is a very popular 35th president of the US. What he said, I think it is very appealing to it. It appeals to me. So I'm sure that he is going to appeal to you all. What he said: leadership and learning are indispensable to each other. So here, what is important, that learning means, unless until we have developed the habit to learn, as then I think whatever today we have learned, tomorrow if we add something new, then I think we will be able to create leadership or the academic leadership. I think if you stop learning, I think the very concept of leadership is going to be diminished, or to be going to be finished it off. So this is very much inseparable. Learning and the leadership, or teacher, either you say leader, teacher, or learning, these all are inseparable. We cannot make separable. So to make it alive, to make or to prove ourselves as a role model in the classroom, I think it becomes very important to develop the habit to learn. Learn means every day if we learn, and if you wish to add every day in the classroom, I think students are going to be interested in your classroom. Sometimes we say that Mr. Some of your teacher whom you remember still today, that he or she was extremely good. So she or he had the full impact on your mind, and you still remember. You don't remember each and every teacher in the past who taught you. So we need to have, or to leave our impact for years to come, for times to come, for all times to come. So here leadership and learning go together, and both reinforce each other. I mean, both the aspects reinforce each other. And here the last but not the least one is, just have a look on, is this passion. Many times, and I emphasize a lot on so what is the role and the function of the passion? Passion means passion for anything. If you have the passion for anything, I think you can spare time. I'm sure. Just test it, ponder on it. If you have the passion for anything, I think 24 into 7. Everybody has 24 hours. This is the only time. Time is the only thing which we all have equal in terms of money, in terms of intellect, in terms of everything. We are different. There are some who are rich, those who are fortunate, and there are some, but in terms of time, we all have 24 into 7. We cannot deny that time is the only thing which is constant in the sense that we all have 24 into 7, 24 hours. एक हफ्ते में in 1 week, 24 into 7. We all have. So how we are going to manage the time? So in this sense, it is a passion leads to happiness and happiness leads to success. This is my understanding in the sense, this is not my quotation, but it has appealed to me so enormously. So I have been impressed by that one. How can we understand success? With the help of, I think, taking money into the consideration, or happiness into the consideration, or passion. So the key, success is not the key to happiness. Happiness is the key to success, and you love what you are doing, will be successful. See, means passion. When I think is a good one. So basically, the determining factor is passion. And it is reflected, it is said in many ways. Sometimes you need to work hard. If you don't have the passion for something, do you think that you are going to work or I'm going to work? Definitely not. If I'm not interested in teaching, many people have come to this profession, and I'm not saying that this is their problem and this is the fault of them. I'm not saying. What I am saying, it is systemic. It is the system, it is the structural issue which guides us. Everybody needs job. If you have the job, then you will get the money, and then you will lead your life, comfortable life, and whatever. But here, passion. Passion brings many things. Happiness. Everybody needs happiness in his or her life. Motto of life, philosophy of life, and success as well. So happiness leads to success. So I am sure that you all have understood. Happiness is the key to success, not the success is the key to happiness. And your passion will bring you happiness, and happiness will ultimately lead to success. So this is all I wanted to share with you. I think leadership can be created only with the help of the passion, with the help of dedication, with the help of a scholarship, with the help of commitment. Especially I'm talking about academic commitment. And already we have discussed all this excellent communication, then decisiveness, resilience. These all things have already been tested, and that's why it is empirically also proved. So this is all why I wanted to share with you. I think for bringing academic leadership, it has become the need of the day to work hard or create passion and realize the importance of the profession, to which is considered to be the noble one. We have come, and if we want to shine, I think this is very much possible in this area. And everybody needs name, fame, money, and this profession has everything. So what I have said, so it is the point of jubilation, it is the point of celebration that we have joined this academic profession, where we all are going to play the academic leadership, the role of academic leadership today, tomorrow, and times to come. So let us work very hard in this direction, so that we can ameliorate, we can improve the condition of higher education, so that it can become the instrument, it can become the agent for the development and the growth of this great nation. And we will be able to catch up with the fast changing scenario, and we can match the global standards, and our country can be considered or can be put into the category of the developed nation by 2047, which is not far off. You all know that how many years are still left. So we as an individual, we as a scholar, we as a academician work in this direction. So we can do this thing. And governance, we all know that management. So unless until we manage the education, so unless until we bring good governance in education, I think this is not going to achieve. So here we all need to work collectively or unitedly in order to ensure quality, in the sector of higher education, of course, in the sector of education, but more specifically the high. So many catches are there, so many issues are there. So the job of all of us to highlight all these issues. So we highlight when we become critical to any policy, it doesn't mean that we are going to criticize the present dispensation or the past dispensation or something else. Our purpose is to guide. Our purpose is to show the right path. And this is the this is the duty, this is the responsibility of all the teachers. So thank you once again. Thank you so much for so patient hearing. So now it's your turn to speak, and I am going to respond to your question if I can. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Thank you,
so
sir.
much.
Thank you so much for a wonderful and a very experienced sessions you have conducted today. Participants, now the session is over and forum is open for discussion. If you has any queries or the questions, you can directly ask to sir, please.
I am also requesting if you can unmute your video. So it would be a wonderful thing. Those who can unmute their video. Yes, thank you. Thank you. Those who can do it. Yeah, ask me the question. Ask me your observation. If you don't have any question, I think observations will be welcome. Or any queries or any comments, observations. Yes, please. आप लोग पूछे बिला झिझक. Any question, any queries, any observation, any comment. Within the subject, leadership, or higher education, or any of your own experiences.
Sir, sorry to interrupt you. One question is from YouTube, sir.
Yes, please. पूछे आप.
The question is that the NEP emphasis on the multidisciplinary education, and within couple of days, some of the institutions, most of the institutions became the university or a multidisciplinary institute, that is degree granting college, teaching universities and research universities. In such case, how can the leadership will manage this institution governance and reforms, sir? This is the question, sir.
Very good question. Very good question. I think it has nothing to do. Let me tell you, it has nothing to do with the leadership. Leadership is always expected to be very versatile, very dynamic, very comprehensive, And here it is the need of the day. We need to understand the philosophy of interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary. It is said in this recommendation, in this document, that by 2035, each and every institution needs to be interdisciplinary or multidisciplinary. Why it is said? Have you thought on it? What is the purpose of education? Let me now philosophize the entire thing. What is the need of education? And why we do research? What is the need of establishing NRF, National Research Foundation? It has been realized that not much research has been done. So in order to give the impetus or to strengthen the culture of culture of research in our own country, this NRF is going to be established. And once it will be established, it will give the funding to different academic institutions, to all the faculty like us, to undergo or to take all these big projects in order to do some empirical study, or what we call the study, comprehensive study, so that we will be able to understand the complexity of the society. The society has hello. What I was talking to you, that multidisciplinary, interdisciplinary has become the need of the day. If we are going to address all the complex challenges today, which is plaguing the society, we will not be able to resolve all these challenges by one specific subject. So the whole thing has become very interdisciplinary, and we, unless until we make our approach to look at all these complexity of the society or the complex issues, we need to become interdisciplinary and multidisciplinary. What is the purpose of research? We try to do all this research so that we will be able to understand all the problems, social issues which which are plaguing the society. So here, now the time, if you see in the other countries, in the West or the European society, this has already happened. So it is the only country, developing countries or the global South. I think many issues are there. So and all these issues are becoming global in its own orientation. So unless until we make our institutions interdisciplinary, we will not be able to resolve all these problems. Take the example of even unemployment. Take the example of poverty. Take the example of gender discrimination, gender sensitization, all these issues, and the human rights. Take the example of human rights. Take the example of inequality in the society. So this has become very complex. So unless it has not only to do with the economy, it has to do with the social issues. So these all are interconnected. So taking this gravity of the complexity of the problem, I think it has been said or it has been recommended in this national education policy that every academic institution needs to be made interdisciplinary. I'm giving you one example. See, to understand the complexity of the society, if you have become engineer, let me technocrat, so you will remain technocrat. You means anybody unless until you see the social aspect or the humanity aspect or the humane aspects of the society. So you need to be all rounder. You need to, if you are not, so somebody would be there. Why it is said that if any project is there, research project is there, you have been asked or we have been requested that we need to take some of the two and three, 4 persons within your own academic institution, somebody from the other institution, and some would be beyond the nation, because collective wisdom is always superior. We can understand. Take the example of this pandemic. It has it's not only economic issues.
Friends, I think sir is disconnected some technical issue. We will wait for 2 minutes, or either we will conclude the session. We'll wait for only 2 minutes. Hope so all of you are enjoying the sessions.
Yes, sir, it's nice.
Thank you, sir. Thank you.
Yes, sir. It is informative
Yeah, sir, it
session.
was actually nice.
Thank you.
Sir,
Thank
it
you,
is
everyone.
very informative.
Yes, sir. It is very informative session.
Yes, sir, very nice.
Definitely come with this.
Yes, so we have organized such couple of sessions in upcoming days. Definitely, you will get the benefit from that lecture sessions.
Yes, it is most beneficial and impressive for the faculty members to upgrade their knowledge and improve for teaching.
Thank you, Patil sir. We are trying our best.
Yes, definitely, sir.
Close the session.
Yes, sir. We will. I think sir is disconnected due to some technical issue. So we will stop here now.
Okay,
And
sir.
yeah, so on behalf of Malvi Mission Teacher Training Center, I express my sincere thanks to Professor Anisur Rahman sir for such a wonderful and informative session on academic leadership and governance and management. And I am very much thankful to all the participants who have joined this session through YouTube also and through this Zoom virtual meet. So thank you everyone, and we'll meet tomorrow at 4 p.m. with our tomorrow schedule. The details of the schedule will be already uploaded in our MMC portal, but I will share the links and YouTube link in our WhatsApp.